Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, we have discussed in the many previous videos about how we can use positive Islamic psychology, and I have given you many ideas in which you can use this, especially in our role and in our goal of developing these young Muslims to be the transforming generation, the generation that inshallah will bring this ummah back from our current difficulties to an ummah that is respected and loved by every human being in this world in the 21st and maybe inshallah subsequent centuries. What is important is for us to know this framework of on being achievers, in which inshallah will be part of our new book, especially transforming generations. Transforming generation, Muslims being achievers in this world, or whatever the title would be. This framework is based on all the previous videos they have mentioned about how we as a Caliph of Allah can manifest of striving to be the best, to fulfill the best and achieve the best, always striving to make ourselves good, helping others to be good, and making this world good for all Muslims, all humanities and all creatures on this good earth. Then we understand about how, from the perspective of presence, how we translate this in terms of our existence and living in the now of ourselves and our relationship to the universe and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have discussed very detail about this positive Islamic psychology, tips and methods in many areas. Inshallah, this is just a preliminary. Inshallah, in the next book, when we describe, we'll give you many tools and tips of positive Islamic psychology for you to implement, because inshallah our whole idea is to train as many coach in positive Islamic psychology so that they can help to resolve a lot of the issues of the ummah and the issues of humanity and issues of civilization that we face in the 21st century. So today I'm going to talk about physical energy and wellness. Alright, this is an area that's very important, because we cannot have a vibrant, strong ummah if we are physically weak. We are, for example, nutritionally deficient. We are not able to have the energy to become excellent human beings. So this is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He has given us the four realms of our existence, the spiritual, emotional, mental and physical, and how they relate to our well-being in terms of our physical wellness, our physiology, and the relationship between the spiritual, emotional, mental and physical realm that is affecting humanity today in the 21st century, because everything is integrated and interrelated. And that is the formula in which Islam proposes for modern human beings, because we are facing a lot of problems in terms of wellness today in the 21st century. So I'm going to give you some tips and some ideas, and how then we can explain how we can go about helping in terms of, for example, how we can be physically fit, what kind of diet that we should take, what kind of problems that we are living with today, and so on. And inshallah, that few ideas will help yourself. First, remember, always start with yourself, inshallah, to change, because currently there's a lot of situation where we can see this physical well-being is neglected, and as a result it causes a lot of lifestyle diseases and chronic diseases that we see today, that is growing so fast that many medical system in the world, the hospital system, is breaking down because they cannot cope with the numbers of people who are sick and ill because of what they do in this earth. So I'm just going to give you some tips. Let's look straight back at the interrelationship again. We go back to our basic idea, the interrelationship of wellness. So we talk about wellness. Okay, initially we talk about wellness. This is physical wellness at this point of time, but wellness and vibrancy. How we can achieve wellness and vibrancy, because if you want to be an achiever, you must always be vibrant. So as earlier on I have mentioned the four realms of our existence: as, E, M, and P. All right, so we have our S, E, N, and P, and they're all related to our existence in terms of our wellness and vibrancy. That means you cannot split your spiritual life, your emotional life, your mental life, and your physical life and say that we are targeting this only. Cannot. You can't. That's not possible. This is where the problem of the modern guru in terms of wellness. You say, okay, you take this pill, you get well. Or you take this medicine, you get well. Or you take this kind of drugs, you get well. It doesn't work that way because we are a holistic being. Our existence on this earth is Allah has created us as holistic creature. SEMP is our so our holistic existence is this. This is our holistic existence. So we must understand that a remedy from the physical realm alone will not help you. That remedy must come from the physical realm, from the mental realm, from the emotional realm, and the spiritual realm. But mostly, the control of diseases and lifestyle is dependent on will. So the S, E, and M must be strong. Then the P is a little brother that somehow is impacted about. But we see the symptom, the manifestation of all these diseases from here. So the manifestation is from your physiology, but the major causes of the disease are spiritual, emotional, and mental. This will be a very radical idea because the doctors will say, okay, you have cancer, okay, we cut you up and give you chemo and that's it. But what are the underlying factors of that cancer? It could be a toxic lifestyle, overeating, eating additives, smoking, all right, having negative mental state, having negative emotional state, having very little spirituality in life. So all this combined together produce that cancer. And it doesn't come out of the blue. It comes from toxicity from our spiritual self, emotional self, and mental self manifested as cancer in our physical existence. All right? So whether you want to accept my idea or not, this is what a lot of holistic teachers, this is what a lot of medical doctors, advanced medical doctors from very advanced medical institutions now are realizing. They cannot solve the problem of just one little aspect of cancer. Up to today, they have more than 100 years of research on cancer. Still, the prevalence of cancer is increasing rapidly. The solution to cancer seems nowhere to be found. All right, this is one aspect only of how we can see the manifestation of a disease like cancer comes from this realm. The same thing if we talk about all the diseases that you know today, whether it is diabetics, whether it is high blood pressure, whether it is, you have your hardening of your arteries, and so many, you imagine, whatever that you can imagine, it comes from the neglect of our mental self, our emotional self, and our spiritual self. So this SEM play the greatest role. From my perspective, this SEM play the greatest role in terms of your physical well-being. So your physiology only manifested. It is just like a indicator, like a litmus test. Okay, you put it into a solution, chemical solution. That chemical solution will show you it's acidic or alkaline, and it manifested in that litmus paper. So your physical body is just like that litmus paper. It says, okay, you have this disease, you have that disease, and it's manifested in terms of whether you will be active in life, or whether you'll be bedridden, or whether you will have Alzheimer's disease, or whether you have dementia, or whether you have depression, whatever you can imagine today. It is growing at a rapid rate because of lifestyle. So the first thing that we have to see is, from this perspective, we have to look at lifestyle. What do you mean by lifestyle? That means our lifestyle today, this is lifestyle. There are many, many diseases. In fact, all diseases, according to the Muslim physician like Ibn Sina and so on, comes from this whole idea of unholistic lifestyle. That means a lifestyle that is based on greed, a lifestyle that is based on gluttony, a lifestyle that is based on just whims and desire. This is what you have. So there are many, many other reasons what we can do, but lifestyle alone, if we take a holistic approach to an Islamic lifestyle, inshallah, you will not only be spiritually, optimally healthy, you will be emotionally healthy, you will be mentally healthy, you will be physically healthy, and you lead a full life of vibrancy, your full life of energy to be able to strive, to make yourself good, to help others to be good, and to make this world good. And inshallah, in the next video, I'll explain to you the symptom of lifestyle.